Okay, this chair is kind of a mystery, but isn't it beautiful? The tapered legs and this really delicate and elegant arm structure that it has. I just think it's such a beautiful chair. But I don't know really how the thing goes back together because I bought this partially stripped and then I stripped the rest of it probably 2 years ago, and it's just been sitting under piles of fabric. So I don't know how this is gonna go. Stick around and find out. Hi, it's Mimsy here. I teach budget-minded people how to beautify and improve their homes with home decor, sewing, upholstery, and DIY. So let's get started. Okay, so I don't remember what was back here, but I had this piece of foam, and it's clearly a deck piece of foam because it's got the spring imprint on the back of it. Anyway, I cut it down in order that it would fit back here. So this is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another piece of this muslin and I'm going to attach this piece of foam to the back of the chair. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. I'm going to cut my fabric. Key to not getting lumpiness across the top is to use your whole hand like this to hold your fabric tight and down. So not only are we pulling this way, we're pulling this way. I fixed my coupling. This coupling right here on my compressor was leaking really bad out of this fitting or this opening here. Finally got a new coupling and it was so cheap. I can't believe I waited so long. Okay, so this part I'm pulling over, this way, and down. Now I'm going to pull it this way and up. Okay, trim off all this excess. Okay, now I can go ahead and put the actual fabric on. And I'm debating on whether or not I want to put Dacron over this. I'm going to cut my linen and lay it on here and see what I think. So after laying the linen on here, I decided, yes, definitely need to have a layer of Dacron on the seat. And it only needs to come over the edges just slightly because I'm going to band this separately. Okay, here's where the battery is back in business. I think. So I'm pulling down and out. And I'm going to hold with my whole hand so that this hand and finger is holding this fabric down and even. Okay, now I can trim all this off and then we'll put the welt on. Oh, looks like I didn't do that. I didn't. Going 2.5 inches from Let me hot glue this. Okay. All right, I went around the arm with hot glue. Now I continue around and I'm just going straight across on the line that I drew. So I'm creating a little bend in my welt there so that I can get up and around this arm again. And now I've got to cut this bit out. So I'm going to cut right from the corner up to the stitch line of my welt, but not past it, or not into it. You don't want to cut your stitch line. Okay, now I'm going to drag this around, back down to the line that I drew. I'll put a notch there, bring this back around, and I'm going to cut this flat off right next to my stitch line, being very careful not to cut into it. You want to be super close but not cut into it. Alright, now I can grab my hot glue gun, run glue around that. Okay, so the trick here is to rotate that welt around so that the raw edge, the cut edge there, is tucked in. And I'm going to go ahead and just tuck that in here and make sure I get this a nice kind of tight right angle there. And I'm just going to hold that and let that glue set up a minute so that when I go around the top, I can pull a little bit in order that it'll get stuck down into the crook of the arm. Yep, that's a nice right angle. Now I can pull this and get it stuffed down into, pushed down into the crook there. And then down here, and I'm just going to let that set up for a minute so that I can make this next right angle here. Let that set up and bend right here. See that? All right, now I'm going to cut that off, tuck it in. That is how that looks. And now this is all going to get tightened up with the tack strip is what really pulls this in. So right now, if we didn't use tack strip, you could just open that up. We're going to tack strip that next. Well, not next, we got to put our fabric on, but that's what really keeps that nice and tight to the front of the chair. And then here's the other side. Looks nice, right? So I'm going to cut a 4-inch band for around the bottom of the chair. And I'm being very precise about this. I'm going to use my rotary cutter. And I'm being precise about this because I want to make sure that it's the right amount. I'm going to start here. I'm using the selvage edge because I know that's a very straight cut. And I'm going wide with my staples, and I'm just pulling ever so slightly with on my fabric. That's how that will go, but we've got to put our tack strip. Go right around this corner. There we go. Now we need Dacron. 2.5 inches. I'm bringing you in close. This is the next morning. I did almost the whole chair last night. I hate that there's little puckers here. I didn't notice it, and I should have fixed that before I put it all together, but it's not so bad. In person, it actually looks worse on camera. But anyway, here she is. Let me show you closer. The way that I did the back is I just went over the top you saw and stapled on the sides. I still have to attach the welt both sides. This is complete. I love the way that this band emboxing looks. I think that came out really nice. The back, here's the way the back looks. And this is the part you didn't see because I ran out of battery and didn't realize it. Anyway, what I did is I did this back exactly the way I did the boxing. So I stapled the fabric here. And then, you know, you flip the fabric over and staple it. Then I put my tack strip. Then I put a layer of Dacron there to just puff this up. And, you know, brought the fabric back down and stapled it on both sides. And I'm going to put welt down each side. And then I'll welt across the bottom. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is the way that this chair is supposed to be. I have a feeling that the back of this chair maybe had a cushion on it that was like a partially attached, you know, like a box cushion there that was sewn on to the back piece. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna make a throw pillow, like an 18-inch throw pillow probably for this, just to give it a little bit more, and I'm likely gonna resell this chair. But I do think it looks really pretty. I love that boxing on the seat. I think that looks great, and I love how elegant this chair is. It's just a really pretty chair. That's where we're at today. We're gonna get gluing on this welt and make a pillow. I tucked the end of my welt into this, for the arm here. Tucked it in there, probably about 2 inches into here. Now I'm going to just hot glue it all along there, both sides. Definitely need your awl for this in order to really tuck it in there. Alright, while I have it laid down, I'm going to do that, and then I'll stand it up and do the back and top.